Welcome. Today's tarot reading is going to be on the blue lights or the earthquake lights that happened Wednesday the 7th? 8th? Wednesday, September 8th. So there was a 7-ish, I've seen 6.9 to 7.1 magnitude earthquake in Mexico. Yeah, and there's like videos going around about these blue lights that are coming up. Now, I did do research. Normally, I don't do research on these types of readings because I don't want to be skewed in any way or biased in any way. But this one I did because I wanted to make sure that there wasn't already something that was definitively determined of what they are. And so this is what I found out. They're not new. It is something that has happened before. This is something that is not super common, but it's not uncommon either. And my first thought when I saw it was, oh, it's just a transformer popping from, the movement or whatever. So, but then when I went on to read, it's been apparently recorded for like hundreds of years or something, that this is not a new thing. So, it couldn't have been Transformers because it's been happening since before we had that kind of stuff, as far as I can tell. There are a couple of different scientific theories. Page of Rods popped out. Interesting. Let's stick that back in there. There are a couple of theories. One theory that I feel most strongly about is that there's kind of like a spark created from the Earth's crust, kind of like a friction burn kind of situation, where it kind of creates a spark. I also read that there's like ions produced underground that escape during the shaking. And it kind of like ionifies the air, and because there was moisture in the air, there was a storm at the time, that it like kind of not really ignites the clouds, but like creates a glow, So I wanted to ask some questions about that situation and what we can know about it. So questions I have written down to ask: what are they? What are the lights? What is the spiritual implications of the lights? What are the physical implications, like for our planet? And why can't scientists explain it? Like, why is there no definitive answer as to what this is? So that's what we're going to ask. And if any other questions come up while I'm doing the reading, I'll go ahead and ask those too. All right. The blue lights from the earthquake in Mexico. What can we know about the blue lights from the earthquake in Mexico? All right. What are the blue lights? We're going to get 3 cards for each question. What are the blue lights that are seemingly resulting from the earthquake? All right. Interesting. Okay. That's kind of interesting. We have 2 court cards and a major arcana card. Okay, so the connection I'm making here is we have air and earth. Okay, so the sky and the planet. And then we have the sun kind of in the middle there. The sun being a happy card, being a positive card, this doesn't seem to be like necessarily a negative thing. I'm getting like charge, like I guess like from the ion charge theory. I'm getting charging from the sun, so like there's like a charge involved, but it kind of almost feels like there's like a conflict between the air and the earth. So yeah, I guess what the cards are saying that the blue flashes are is kind of like a charge created from the combination of air and earth. So the sky and the earth, I guess, kind of coming together creates a charge. A positive charge. Okay, maybe that's what that means. Positive charge. I don't know if positive ion. I don't know if ions have like a positive, negative. I'm not that sciencey. I loved science, but I don't remember that shit. So I'm kind of feeling like it's a positive charge because the sun is a positive card. And we charge in the sun. We can charge crystals in the sun, charge water in the sun. It's masculine energy. And we also have the Knight and the King, which also represent masculine energy. So I feel like it's a positive masculine charge. Like it's almost an aggression, but neither of these seem very active. So I feel like it just kind of created a positive charge. Solar power charge. Again, also the sun relating to the sky. So it could just be what they're saying as far as the ions could be the most accurate, which was not initially what I felt most drawn to. So that's interesting. But I do kind of feel like, again, we have sky right here, and then earth. I feel like maybe there's more of a the charge is stronger in the sky because we have 2 cards for that. So that's interesting. But going to the meanings of the cards, other than like positive outcome here with the Sun card, the Knight of Swords is quick moving, right? That's the fast card. That's fast movement. The King of Pentacles is more mastering of the earth element, mastering of physical, tangible things that you can use your senses to perceive. So, and then also the swords representing thought, air, things that you can't just necessarily perceive with all of your senses. Like you can feel wind. You can see evidence of wind on like a windmill or, something blowing, but you don't actually see the wind itself. So kind of like a combination of the unseen and the very well seen items, like the stuff. So yeah, like I feel like it's a kind of a combination of the unseen and the seen coming together to create like a charge. Okay, that's what I'm getting for what the blue lights are. I guess a little bit of what they're caused by too. So let's go ahead and ask our next question. What are the spiritual implications? I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle because I did not separate those cards. My hands are too small to shuffle the other way, and it also makes a lot of noise, and I'm told that it like reverberates because I have like it's a stand arm thing that kind of articulates, that's the word, and then comes over, so it's attached to the table, so anytime I move the table, the whole thing moves, and I guess the sound travels through it too, so I will preserve your ears as much as possible. All right, what are the spiritual implications of the blue lights? That one tried to jump out. What are the spiritual implications of the blue lights resulting from the earthquake? Okay. Alright. It's like not wanting to cooperate there. I guess that's the last shuffle. So we had that one pop out first. Oh, interesting. Very blue there, too. Alright. Well, we have intuition, hidden knowledge, again with the unseen, kind of in the same position as the last 3 cards, kind of like the unseen knowledge. And then we have, holding it down. This can also be holding too tightly to physical stuff. And then we have the 8 of Cups, which is like leaving behind an investment, something that you invested your emotional energy into, walking away from that. Yeah. So as far as spiritual implications, I feel like it's going to vary by person based on your intuition. I'm a strong believer in that everyone's truth is different and it's still true. Does that make sense? Like, my belief is true because I believe it, and a completely opposite belief is true for them because they believe it. So I feel like this is going to be kind of based on your intuitive perception of what it's going to be or what it is or what is going on. I feel like that's going to play an important role. There may be some beliefs to be left behind. Okay. Also noticing the sequence. I am very big on direction of the cards. This card is specifically to me walking away from this holding on in the earthly plane, and also walking away from the intuition of it. So spiritual implications, to me, it kind of seems like there's going to be a disbelief in a way. Suspend your beliefs is kind of what just popped into my head. Suspending your belief. I don't know what that means exactly. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know. I mean, I'll make a connection either way. Maybe probably after I'm done with this video, but suspending belief. Okay, interesting. So maybe this is, a lot of times this can indicate that you're holding on too tightly to something, or that there is something that you need to release and let go of. Not necessarily in this deck as much in the like traditional or the original like Rider-Waite decks. There are two beneath the feet, so it's like really like putting all your weight on it, kind of holding it down. But also fours are stability, so holding it down makes sense there as well. It kind of feels like I'm getting like, ooh, like the psychics are holding it down. Now, I don't 100% claim to be a psychic. I'm very in tune with my own intuition. I get messages, but I don't necessarily identify as, like, I don't know. For me, I feel like a psychic is more like a medium, like has a very intense connection with other sides, other dimensions, whatever. But I feel like it's like the psychics, the spiritual people will hold it down and the rest will walk away. Suspending belief. I don't know. This is the suspending your beliefs. That's where this message is. It's coming from this card. But yeah, so spiritual implications. I feel like almost like a division. The ones that will be holding it down, and then the ones that will be walking away. And being that I'm asking specifically spiritually, it's like this spiritually walking away from your spiritual beliefs, almost feeling like a divide here. High Priestess does have some duality or polarity type energy to it, with the pillars behind her, one being black, one being white, showing like an opposition or a duality, a positive negative kind of thing. So yeah, spiritual implications. I feel like that it's going to create a divide. The people who hold it down, the spiritual people here who hold it down, versus the ones who are going to suspend belief and go in another direction. So this could be hinting a little bit at the split that keeps coming up. So yeah, I feel like spiritual implications is what I'm overall getting is a little bit of a divide. The ones that are going to hold it down and the ones who are going to bounce, basically. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for spiritual implications. There's going to be, it's kind of hinting at a divide. Oh, also, okay, getting the fault lines. I'm not 100% sure. Are fault lines where the tectonic plates meet? Yes, and the friction is what the earthquake is, like friction between the like tectonic plates, right? That could be an indicator of that kind of split as well, a physical split, the earth energy from the pentacle here, a physical split caused by a spiritual shift, right? So like a shift in consciousness, and where there will be a divide between the ones who believe and are holding it down on their, like on the spiritual side, and then the ones who are like the spiritual shit's not explaining it. I'm gonna have to like head toward logic or whatever is over here, right? Let's see what's over there. They're heading towards just this bliss. So the Ten of Cups is like the bliss card, the happy ending card. The rainbow also can signify crossing the rainbow bridge. So the ones who aren't holding it down spiritually, that decide to walk away. Okay, this is a possibility. It's only possible. Not saying this will happen, but I'm getting Dolores Cannon vibes. Okay. Let me try and spit out what I'm chewing on here. Okay, so we have the ones that are spiritually holding it down over here, and then the ones that are walking away, crossing the Rainbow Bridge. They're going somewhere else. So the Dolores Cannon vibes that I'm getting, if you're not familiar with Dolores Cannon, there are so many videos. She was a hypnotherapist who took people through like past life regression sessions, and ended up communicating with Nostradamus and got a lot of information. And she talks about the split, where literally you have the Earth like divides like this, right? So you have like the planet, and it divides like this, and some people end up here, and some people end up here, and one doesn't know that the other exists. Right. So it sounds, from what I've seen on her videos, it sounds like a physical, there is actually physically two planets, but we just won't be able to perceive the other one. That's just what it feels like to me. But that's kind of what I'm getting here as far as spiritual implications of this. Oh, fuck. Okay. Getting more. So the fault, going back to like the fault lines and the plates rubbing, that causes that friction, which may be causing that ion to be released, which we got from the other cards in the last question. Oh boy. So that it's like a physical representation of a spiritual divide. Okay, so that's kind of like the imagery that's being painted in my brain right now, is like that's like physically represents what's going on in the spiritual sense. All right, so I hope that was not too convoluted, which is funny because Dolores Cannon has a book called The Convoluted Universe or something like that. Other possible meaning for this is that they're just choosing to live in the matrix and have this ignorance is bliss, right? They're going with the ignorance is bliss, and they're going to just ignore the spiritual possibilities that this could be trying to be shown to them. Okay, so that's the other option. Either way, I still feel like it's a split, which makes sense because we have, like the fault line between the tectonic plates. All right. I just knocked down a stone. I knew I was going to knock that down when I put it there. All right. We're going to move on to the next question, which was physical implications. I feel like maybe we just did that, but I will pull a couple of cards, 2 cards I'm feeling. If there are any other physical things that we need to be aware of as far as the earthquake. Now, this is not an abnormal scenario or phenomena, the blue lights or the earthquake. Apparently, September is a common month for earthquakes in Mexico. It's pretty well known, I guess. There was one, what did I read? 2017 near Oaxaca, maybe? I think that's what I read. But, all right. Physical implications of this specific earthquake in Mexico. Okay, I just felt like taking them from the middle, so we're gonna do 2 cards. We keep getting pentacles. Okay, so the 6 of Pentacles is generosity, fairness, giving back. I get a lot of community from this card. And then we have the Queen of Swords, which is all about like mastering communication, communicating. Now, it's a double-edged sword with this, it's a double-edged sword. This could go effective communication, or it could be, cutting people down, communicating in like a derogatory sense. So, but with this generosity, I feel like it's more the clear communication, the heart-centered kind of communication with the rose right near her heart chakra, surrounded by roses, indicating affection. And then also with the generosity of this card, I'm getting a lot of giving back kind of energy, communication and earth. So I feel like maybe there may be some communication that comes out about the physical state. So we may get more news, I'm kind of feeling, on like the aftermath of what happened. And I do feel like there's going to have to be a sense of coming together for the communities that were affected by this particular one. But I get like a very strong feminine energy from the Queen of Swords, obviously. But like I get a lot of chakra energy from her. So we have, like I said, the rose over her heart chakra. Then we have like a pearl on her throat chakra. And then she has like thorns or spikes protecting her crown chakra. I feel like that is representing like a filter to only allow clear communication. Getting like some kind of communication about the community that we're maybe going to learn. Knowledge, thought, also from that card. So yeah, I feel like there's going to be like kind of like a coming together, and maybe there's a person who steps in, and then we get some kind of communication from that person. But I don't really want to like put anybody out there, but I feel like maybe there's a person specifically that comes to the aid of the country, of like the areas that were affected. Somebody with money, somebody with power, and somebody who communicates effectively. So I'm going to say not Elon Musk. People misunderstand him, and that's why I say that. He, as far as I know, he has Asperger's, or he recently told people, which I kind of assumed, but I also kind of feel like he gets, I have a whole reading on him if you're interested in Elon Musk, but I feel like he gets downloads. He like checks in with spirit when he speaks, and you can't really understand him sometimes. Like he kind of talks in circles a little bit. But so I don't think it would be him, but I feel like maybe there's somebody with money that's going to come to help. All right, so that's what I've got for spirit, or for physical implications. And let's see if we can find out why the scientists are not able to figure this out. Like, why can't we get a definitive answer? Why can't we get a definitive answer from science on this phenomena in general? Phenomena, whatever. All right. Why can't science explain the blue lights, the earthquake lights? Why can't scientists explain the earthquake lights? Let's draw 3 cards. Oh, there we go again. Whoa. We have the Fool and the Emperor here. That's interesting. And then we have, again, holding it down in the middle, the stability here. I'm kind of getting, it's uncharted territory from the Fool. This is like taking a leap. Almost like a naive sense as well, especially from this deck, because you don't see him on a cliff like you normally do. It's more of a naivety, with the white rose being kind of purity. The dog is also white. A lot of like the white representing like the purity. That's what the white roses symbolize. Okay. I'd like to show this off in private groups. What is do you see what I'm like giggling at there? Giggling like a middle schooler. They don't have the balls to take the leap is kind of like the statement that is coming up here. Also, maybe it's just not stable enough for them to it's not stable enough for them to study. And we have the Emperor over here who's looking at both of them. He is looking this way. He's not acknowledging the Emperor. You see what I'm saying? I feel like it's almost like a not necessarily like a refusal to look deeper, but I'm also getting like the Emperor kind of, there's like being in control. So there, I feel like maybe there is an entity of sorts. Maybe, you know, it could be a person, a spiritual entity, dark entity. I don't know. I don't get any darkness from here though. That is trying to keep it stable by controlling the amount of studying that can be done on it, if that makes sense. But I'm also kind of getting that like they don't have the sack for it. It may just be that there's like a divine essence, I guess, that is preventing the information from being released. So like that divine, there's like a divine masculine energy that's trying to like control and hold on to the information, and they're kind of being blinded to it. Like there's like something preventing them from seeing it. So that could also be why science can't explain it, but also maybe they're just not at that level of understanding yet as well, like being naive and pure and not really that would create, I feel like, a blockage of seeing something that has a stronger energy, not educated, but not being experienced enough to fully understand, almost like technology, right? Like if there were extraterrestrial life, advanced civilizations that have technology that we just wouldn't understand, I feel like it's kind of like that situation as well. It's just not something that the world is ready to understand. I'm kind of getting the feeling like there are other things that need to be understood before this can be understood. So that looks like why scientists are not fully are able to give us a definitive answer as to what's causing it or what it actually is. It's not measurable is what I'm getting either. We don't have the proper ways to measure whatever it is. And I feel like there's almost like a gatekeeper here. So that's what I'm getting for that. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm off to do some more tarot readings for the month. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget about Metaphysical Monday, where we will be doing a how-to video. And I think I can tell. I think that's what's next. Shoot. Pretty sure that's what's next. Yeah, well, at least at some point during this month, we're going to do a how to connect to your spirit guides. I'm going to give you my top methods of connecting to your spirit guides. So I will see you in the next one. As always, have a blessed day.